You can do that same there.
All right.
And I'll just get this done. All right, everybody, you're just about there.
So when the music stops, I can't move anymore, right?
That's right.
That's how the game's playing?
I love those old desk tripods.
Didn't you remind me of those guys on for YouTube who do the busking? Right? And they got all those cameras set up all around a little busk spot.
Yep.
So you can put it on YouTube.
Okay.
I think it's backwards.
Okay, props.
I think it's backwards.
I'm not the only one in costume here.
It's an attention grabber. Make sure everybody stays for the whole video.
There we go. I'm all set for tonight. Halloween parties. Anybody want a Halloween party today? Yeah? I'm going down to Newport Richie. Yeah, that's where I live.
Oh, fun.
What's that?
I said, oh, fun. I've got friends there.
Yeah, really. You know what? Okay, that's good. Huh. Didn't think about this. Yeah. We had a lot of technical difficulties trying to get everything together here today, but we're in good shape now. All right. All right, welcome. Thanks for coming today for our session here on NFTs. Maybe just kind of informal here. Let's go around the room, just say, introduce yourself, and if you have any experience with NFTs or crypto or anything like that, would be useful, and what you hope you got out of the session. So we'll start with you, right here in front.
Mark Spesta. I'm a programmer currently with Amazon. I mined some Bitcoin. I have some off-chain Bitcoin.
Okay.
I know about NFTs, but I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
Okay. All right. Great. Great.
Chevy, no experience with NFTs or crypto stuff. So aside from my dog's name's Crypto.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm Gary, known as Russ's brother.
You look good.
Together with Fustino brothers with one other brother, and I also run Design for Communication, where I do website design and business social media.
That's it. You look great, man. That's a great outfit. Love it.
Andy Leck from Orlando, developer for mobile stuff, and help run the user group up there. But no experience in crypto or any of this stuff. Just one of those things people talk about it when they get together at tech events, and I've seen Russ speak at groups up there before and been over here, so I just kind of wanted to see Russ speak today.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Thanks.
I'm Vikram Moran. I am a data scientist and I do tech consulting. I haven't been on the developer side of NFTs or crypto. I've bought some of it, but I'm not really
Okay,
versed in the technical side. So that's
all right, good, we'll get you up and running, yep.
My name is Jesse. I'm a student here at Kaiser University doing software engineering. I haven't had any experience with crypto or NFTs. I just heard about them.
Okay, all right,
Same for me, all what these guys have said.
Yeah.
My name is Jay Tevis, and I teach here for Kaiser.
okay, what do you teach?
Computer science and
Oh,
something.
that's right, yeah, I think we met before, yeah. That's good, well, thanks for coming, everybody, I'm gonna take a group shot, if that's okay, all right. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, Gary, gotta get you too, over there. Okay, good. All right, I think we're in good shape here. Okay, let's go ahead and get going here with this session. We've got a really good set of content for you. What we're looking at on this first slide, that's actually a gallery that I created. I'm going to show you how to do the same thing here today with some really great tools. And that gallery there, you can see are different profile shots I've had over the years. And so as I go through my photos at home, every once in a while I'll see an old one of me presenting. I've been doing this for over 25 years. And then I go ahead and make an NFT for it, put it in there. And so we'll show you this tool. This is done through NFD, which is non-fungible domains, is what it's called. And so a little bit about my company, Fustino Brothers. Gary, myself, and my brother Rich are all part of that. I'm been doing a lot of coding primarily. We're primarily a publishing company now. We publish apps, music, books. We've got t-shirts too that we've got quite a few of. I'll show you one design here in a second. And my brother Rich is a musician, and of course Gary here does all the business marketing and design and really a lot of great graphics. That's his book right there, More, that he wrote. And we got another book coming out, children's book, Ellery. And then that's the shirt. So we have merchandise that's out at FBI Apps. I have a link tree at the end. I'll show you, and I've got all the links there. That one there is geared toward Florida folks here. It's all the hurricanes that we survived that are in there. And so if you want a hurricane shirt, you got that. And you've got a blizzard shirt too for up north. We're from Buffalo originally, so we've had our share there. And so let's go ahead and then continue on now with the actual content here. So what are NFTs? We'll start there, and why do I care? Well, what they are is a representation of a digital asset. And what's really nice about this one, I'm a former developer advocate for Algorand, and as part of that role, I really learned a lot about blockchain and a lot about assets and how you do those. And some blockchains, it's difficult to do it. You got to use smart contracts and all that kind of stuff. We're going to show you a very easy way to do it with Algorand, and it's really trivial. And in fact, we're going to do it with no code whatsoever here today. That's why I put in layman terms, right, as part of the title of this session, how to create NFTs that way. And by protecting with digital assets, that gives you proof of ownership. And that's really the biggest thing, because for those that are not familiar with blockchain, it's an immutable data source, right? It's a write once and then read only after that. So anytime a new block is written, that's the new transactions that are associated with that point in time, and it lasts forever, right? It's out there, it's immutable. Also, one cool thing you can do with NFTs is fractionalize them. Now you have one NFT, which could represent maybe a hotel. And if you want to split ownership up by 10 people, you each give 10% of that one asset. And so it's never been easier to divide up and partition out multiple owners of an asset than it is right now by doing something like that. It's very straightforward. All right. Also, people are selling assets, right? They're selling NFTs, artwork, great artwork, or something like that, and they would have the rights, right, for that particular artwork. And so you can sell them and you can buy them. And again, the big point here is they are immutable. You know, it's a great way to protect your, you know, either your trademark or your copyright. In addition, you know, I'm not saying to replace legal ways of doing that, but at least you got something that you can do yourself, that you can always point to if you needed to have the proof that you created that. I know we used to mail ourselves envelopes, right, with the original design in it and not open it up, right, in case we ever needed that for court. It's the same kind of idea, but it's a little bit easier to do that with this way. All right. So on today, we're going to do three things here. We're going to start out with the elbow pair wallet. You need to have a wallet in order to manage your assets and buy, you know, NFTs and sell NFTs. So that's first and foremost. So we'll show you how to set that up. Then a tool called DAppFlow has the ability to mint NFTs as well as fungible tokens. If you're a game developer, you can create fungible tokens, which are like coins, right, that you can create many of, 100,000, 200, wherever you want to have for your supply. And each one of those is exactly the same. Whereas an NFT, you create one asset, and that's it. And that represents your minting of that NFT. Could be pictures, could be sound, could be, you know, PDF files, doc files, you know, anything really that's digital. You can go ahead and use that for it. And a very cool product called NFTs, or NF domains, allows you to go ahead and purchase a domain, relatively inexpensive. We'll take a look at the prices when we get there. But now you've got a URL that you give out on a business card. So I can give out FBI.apps. What is it? ab.algo.xyz is the URL. And so that's really nice if you are going to have a gallery and you want to engage in sales and engage people with your gallery. It's all built right in. You got that all right there for you with that tool. All right, so that's a little bit where we're going, and I do have a blog on this that I created right over here. And this was when I was at Algorand, and I'm basically going to follow through this blog for this presentation. But when you leave here, if you want to give yourself a refresher, that's the place to go. Will be this blog right here. So NFTs, this is a range of costs can be done. I think some of you said you were working with Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum. It depends on the blockchain as to what it's going to cost you to do. Ethereum is very expensive, very high gas fees for that. I was talking to a guy at the airport one time. He said, yeah, you pay like $20, $25. $20, $25, he says, that's on a good day. Like, you know, I paid $2,000 for a gas fee. I'm like, wow, that really puts a crimp in your, you know, plans, right, for doing something in production. All of a sudden you get hit with that big cost. So it's a range, right? And it's really what it is. It's software that represents rights to something, right? Art, etc. And also it's a worthy investment for protecting assets. Really, just, you know, undisputed ownership is really what you're gaining here. So the NFTs basically, they are embedded identification and really facilitating representation of that ownership. You can see there on the right, you can program them, you know, optionally. You can also you can create NFTs with smart contracts as well. So they're divisible, like we talked about, authenticated, as well as transferable. So a lot of capabilities here we're seeing with the NFTs. And first we're going to take a look at the Pair Wallet. This is the one I recommend. It's on iOS and Android. There is a web version, but that's going to be phased out this year, so I would just start in on the ones on the phone. I'm always leery, no matter what product, of a web-based wallet. It seems like there's a lot of exposure or potential exposure for hacking with a web-based wallet. So I would always go with something that's native to a phone or Android or iOS, because it uses all the the secure methods to keep private keys private, right, and things of that nature. All right, and then the next thing we'll show you is how to mint either fungible tokens or non-fungible tokens, NFTs. And there's a tool, AdaptFlow, that will facilitate that. There's also, I'm going to talk about networks. There's two different networks you probably will be using. One is a test net, that's like a playground. And then you have mainnet, which is the real deal. That's where you got to actually use real crypto like algos to do transactions with. And then you got wallet support as well with the Pair. And then we're going to end with taking a look at this non-fungible domains. Really great product. You can get your own URL. You can see right there, we got FBI.apps.algo.xyz, and we'll take a look at what that looks like as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our demo here now. And let's go ahead and create an account in the crypto wallet. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you. Okay, so here we have the, this is an example of a wallet. I have this set to testnet, and the way you would do this is when you're first learning this, go to the settings here on the bottom, and then you want to go to developer settings, and then you can see node settings, and then you got Algorand dispenser. So let's go to node settings, and you can see right now I've got mine set to testnet. By default, it'll come up when you first get it to mainnet. So if you want to switch over, this is how you go about doing that. And so let's go ahead and go back to testnet, and then the dispenser, what you would do is this. For example, I'll go out to my account. Here, these are all testnet algos you see here, so those are really not worth anything. If you switch it to mainnet, that same account will be there with the same passphrase and everything, but it'll have a different balance. So it'll have the accurate balance for mainnet. And then, so let's go to, like, where is it? Right here. Right here, we're going to copy this address, and then what I'm going to do is go back over to the settings, and we'll take a look at putting some crypto. So you may have seen the balance there was 388, right? So if I go over here now, go to developer settings and go to dispenser. We'll select, we're going to do this one here, let's say, and then I'm not a robot. We're going to do our little thing here. This always happens during presentations, you know. I'm going to do that. So this account has actually got 100. I picked a different one than the one we're looking at, and so I'm going to go ahead and dispense that. And now it should go up to like 105. You'll see there on the right. So that's how you start getting test algos. It's very, very easy through using the phone. Okay, so let's go back over here. And now we go back to our main thing here, and I can see I've got 105 up on top right there. Okay, next up is going to be, you know, what you want to do is actually create an account. So when you load up the wallet for the first time, it'll assume you want to create an account, and it'll guide you right through step by step. After you've had it for a while, you can keep making as many accounts as you want that the wallet will hold. and you just hit that plus sign right there. And that will guide you through here. So yeah, I want to create an account. I want to create a new account. It's going to create a backup phrase. And this is an important part. You want to write it down on a sheet of paper, right? In order, by number, right? These 25 words you're about to get. And then what you want to do is put that in your safety deposit box. All right, don't make an electronic copy. Don't make a picture of it. You know, be smart. You know, about protecting your crypto, and that's really the best way to do it. You can purchase a ledger. They have it looks like a USB drive, but it's not. You would plug it in, and you can use that to sign your transactions as well. That is the most secure way to do it, is getting a ledger. So ready to begin. So now it's going to come up, and those are the words, and those are the ones that you would write down. Those are your 25 words, and then once you do that, it'll prompt you to make sure you've got the right order and all that stuff for a few of them, and then you're good to go, and you have your account created. And then in case it's testnet, then you go out to the dispenser, fund it, and you're ready to go. So that's step one, all with wallet. Question?
How would I use those then?
How would you use what? This passphrase? So let's say you get a new phone, and it'll take this app and create the app on the new phone, but it won't take the data. You would have to re-enter your account in there. And the way you do it is you restore it from the passphrase. There's an option in here when you're creating an account to restore it from right here. It should be over here. I already have an account, so that's the one you'd want to pick. Is the second one that's on the list there, and then it'll prompt you for those 25 words.
All 25.
Yep. And you type them in that same order, and then now you have it on your new phone. So that's a typical example of how you use that. Okay. All right. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring up the app flow. Any other questions on what we covered so far? No? Okay. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect this here. Is take a look at this. There's a dashboard here on here, which is got your guide into whatever you want to do in this tool. You can do smart contract work. You can do what's called ABI or application binary interface. You can write Teal script, which is like an assembly language for smart contracts. You can also just connect wallets, to this and start exploring, your tools. So these are some transactions that have been done in the last 24 hours. This is actually going to mainnet, and it reminds me, I'm going to switch my phone from testnet to mainnet, so all these demos will work here. And okay. Now, Asset Manager is the place we're going to spend some time. So it says to please connect your wallet. So what we're going to do here is connect our wallet, and I'm going to go ahead and select pair wallet. There's a few other ones to choose from. And now, again, I would stay away from the web version. I would go with the mobile version. And now what I'm going to do is take my phone. There's a scan button to scan that object, and then it's going to bring up my list of accounts, and I'm going to select which one I want to wire it to. So let's go to this DUC one that I'm going to connect right here. or duo, D-U-O, it begins with D-U-O. All right, so that's all set. We've got that wired up. Now,
There's a print out of it. Cancel, bottom right. Keep going to the bottom right. You actually hit the print button.
Oh,
Keep going to
okay.
the bottom right. Keep
I
going
was
to the bottom
wondering
right.
how the heck did
Keep
that?
going to the bottom right.
Oh, there it is, cancel, okay. All right, so now we got two choices here, mint NFT or create asset. If you're doing like a game development, you just create an asset. You can say how many you want to start out with, what the unit name's gonna be, your total supply, if there's a decimal point in that number, also the URL, if you have a URL that's associated with it, and then you have management roles for asset management, reserve, clawback, freeze, and an overall manager account. So you can have that divided up to several people, all right, and individuals, different accounts. We're going to focus today on minting an NFT. So what I'm going to do here, let me bring up a document I've got here with some stuff on it. We're going to create an NFT that we have. Rich, like I said, my brother Rich has a lot of songs, and Gary did the artwork for the album covers, and so that's what we're going to start minting here today. And so this is going to be right here. Let's go ahead and give this a name, a unit name. And this is going to be our White Lightning. It's going to be the name of the song. And it's actually Storm 2000. Okay. And then the description. Description in here. Song by Richard N. Fustino, White Lightning, Storm 2000. So he actually wrote this song during a storm. It was a freak winter storm in Buffalo, and man, it just came down like you wouldn't believe. And he saw lightning in the snowstorm, and so you don't see that too often. So that's how it got its name. And then let's go ahead and put in some key pairs. All right, this is only for searchability and for you'll see it in the explorers once we get done. And so let's go ahead and put in Gary Fustino is going to be the graphic artist. Go ahead and add that one, and then we're going to put in musician. Richard. All right, add that in, and then the last one we're going to put in is going to be company. It'll be Fustino Brothers. And let's see here. Let's go with 2000. Okay. That'll be it there. Now the last thing we're going to do is upload our file. So I have a NFT folder here. Yeah, we're going to pick up the lightning one. Right there it is. And so that's going to go ahead and bring up the cover for that. And I think we got everything we need to know. Let's go ahead and mint this. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to get prompted on my phone to sign in. So it's going to upload it to IPFS, which is a decentralized a server, where the actual image goes, and then will be a link to that in the, and there it is right there. It's prompting me to go ahead and confirm this transaction, and now it's being processed, and then it should go ahead and mint this out to the blockchain. We get a big party there. But yes, very, very successful. You can view it right here. this goes out to Explorer, and you can see right there, I've got the white lightning, there's the asset ID. This is unique, right? The unit name that I gave it, this RNF, that could be the same. You only get like 8 characters on that. So I just kind of like put our initials and then like a serial number after it, you know. And then you can see the creator account, and then the total supply is 1. And then here's the metadata, right, that we put in there with the graphic artist, musician, company, and year. So all that information is there, and so this tool is very, very easy to use, right? You saw how easy it was. It's just a handful of fields, and now you've got yourself an NFT. You minted it to the site. Any questions on that part? Yeah.
What did that cost?
That was a good question, Gary, because I didn't even talk about cost because it's really cheap. It's like a 20th of a penny, you know, to do something like that. The transaction fee is like 0.001 algos. And there is the more assets that you have, the minimum balance in your account goes up. So you have to have more in your account when you have assets. So I think it's like a 0.002, you know, is what you got to add to that for the minimum balance. And then for every additional asset, you would have the minimum balance would go up that you would need to have in that account. But you're still talking pennies, you know, here. So it's very, very affordable, and it's a great way to you know, I've got a friend, Gary Selleck. He does paintings from high school, and I said, man, you got to take like pictures of this, create some NFTs, you know, and then you can sell them, you know, up there. You can go into market. So how do I do something like that? Well, that's where that NFT comes in. So let's go out to that site. All right, so here is the word. I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet up here in the corner. All right, so we're going to go do the same thing. We're going to connect with the para. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and scan this and wire it up to that same account. All right, so that DUOE account is linked up here. And then you can see down below, like all of these images, right, that we have here. And I think you can see here's one I just did last night. I put this in here for this account. And if you take a look at it through the Explorer, right here, there's NFT Explorer. It comes with this. So you have a really nice view of the image, also sales activity, if there's any sales activity related to it. You've got the companies and information there that we have. So, and there's a few more that we've done, you know, as well. Like this is one of the album covers right there that we did. So this I think is pretty useful. And if you take a look at this gallery, I mean, this is what you get right here. You can see I've got the assets right there, and this is your own personal gallery that you have for this. What you can do also is get your own. All right, so if you go to Mint and you start typing in, let's say Tampa Bay, let's say. Let's do a search here. So this is where you do your search on your domains. And so tampabay.algo is available, and that's 372 algos, which is about equivalent to $37 for that there. And that will give you the URL tampabay.algo.xyz, and that's it. And so now you've got yourself a domain that you can use and start pushing all of your assets to that same account that you've just wired up on the site. So it makes it real easy. And then there's a few other ones down here, a little bit lower. These are all like, it looks like $20 is probably the least expensive on these, but there's a lot there to choose from. So, you know, get your link and put it on your business card and you're all set, you know. If they, You still use business cards. Electronic versions, I guess, of that, right? All right, so if I go back now, take a look at our minting that we did. You can actually fix this whole page up yourself. You can see Gary put a header in. We got there, that's the Niagara Falls, that's where we're all from originally, from the Buffalo, New York area. You can put in your, and every one of these that you do is a transaction, and you gotta approve it, right? Because they're all NFT, they're all transactions on a blockchain. So everything you're doing here is recorded, like on a blockchain. So again, that's more proof, you know, that you've got everything done the way you want. And also, for those that are developers, there's APIs to this as well, and then video tutorials, you know, available on this site. I would also join the Discord server. That's a really great place. How many people here belong to a Discord server? Good number of you. It's really pretty much standard nowadays, right? I love Discord. I get in there a lot, and each product seems to have their own like server, and so if you go out to this NFT server, you can ask specific questions if you got problems with that, and that's really a great way of getting support. Okay. And then this gives you your quick start guide right here, like we showed you. Connect the wallet first, mint an NFT, and then you manage them through sales, and you can see that on the site. I think right here you can say for sale, and you can add in, you know, any that you want to sell, and now they'll be under the for sale tab as well. And then these are all by creation date. All right. Any other questions?
That URL that you were minting, does that have an actual ICANN entry? Like a normal?
I think it does. Yeah, it would have to, right? And you would have to do that behind the scenes, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know.
Unless .algo is like a special domain or something where one company owns all of it.
Oh, okay. You know, I don't know. I don't know what actually is done behind there. All I know is it works. You know, as soon as you set it up, you can access it anywhere. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's actually that would be so cheap because.
Oh, right, because that costs a lot.
It's like an ICANN, it's like $18
Right.
a year.
Yeah.
And it's a 30 forever.
Yeah.
That company must own that entire domain. So it must be like a bit.ly link where it's just a redirect.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
And I mean, if you have an ICANN entry, you're required. I'm sure it's by law, but you have to like go
Yeah.
and update it in
Yeah.
your registration.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That's very true. And then what else we got here? One more demo here. This is with the one that I have for all of my profile shots. So if I come down here, you can see the any details that are associated with this account down below. You've got assets. I've got all listed up from different. There's a Ruscam. Back from, I don't know, about 2013, I think. And then this was actually one of the first caricatures I had done at Microsoft when I worked there for a dozen years, back 97 through 09. So it's kind of fun, you know, putting all this stuff together and utilizing that. And then there's, again, sales and offers and history associated with that. All right, let's go back out to the deck. It's fun, you know, that's the bottom line. And these are examples that we have, we put our logo up there. We also put our, you know, in the process of putting all our albums up there. And then you got the Mora book as well as, you know, some other URLs that we took out. And then, in summary then, what we're seeing here today is three things that we took really a deep dive into. The first one was creating the wallet itself, and that's really your starting point. So you really can't do anything without that. That's going to be doing all your approvals. Also, when you do mint an item. In fact, you can see it right here. I'm going to bring it up again. Let's go to, bring it up here. We'll get the display going. Right here. Okay. Now. It's behind this now. There it is. Okay. So under this account, if I go to the NFT tab, there you can see the NFTs that are all created, under that account, and you can click on any of them, and the image will come up right there as well. So it's a nice viewer as well for your NFTs with the Para wallet. Okay. And then the second step was dApp flow, which is really, I only showed you one piece of it with this tool, but this is comes with Algo Kit is the name of the product that you'd be looking for on the Algorand site. And then you install that, and it'll be part of that install. Or if you want, you just go to dappflow.org and just use it as is. All right, and it's just a browser basically. And so, but the ability to mint NFTs is built right in to dappflow, and as we saw, so pretty easy to do. And then finally, what do you do with how do you manage your NFTs then, right? Once you get them created, now you got to think about, well, I got to create a website, I got to make them for sale, I got to do this and that, and well, that's what NFTs takes care of that, all that real easy for you. And you just buy the domain you want, and you're off and running. And so, happy minting your NFTs. All right, folks, I think that's all I got, unless anybody got any questions. Yeah?
What chain is this on?
It's on the Algorand blockchain.
Okay.
Yeah. And I probably should mention the fact that is a very fast and stable blockchain. It's never gone down, never been out. Transactions are under 3.5 seconds, I think they got it down to. And it's in-block transaction finality, which is very important because some blockchains won't finalize that for like another half hour, and that really doesn't lend itself to point-of-sale transactions, things of that nature. So technically speaking, it's a fantastic blockchain. Really, they really thought it very well out, in terms of the throughput, the pricing, everything, we've got more. And a lot of developers are liking that because now they can build solutions that are cost effective and use, blockchain technology. And that's what I look at blockchain as. It's just a platform. It's a platform that is global. It's a platform that has really fast transactions that I can do anywhere on this planet. It's a platform that's open and public, so anyone can do transactions on it. So all the stuff is baked into that platform, and the great throughput and availability and all that stuff. And that's how I look at it. It's a developer platform to create solutions with. And some other blockchains, it's a difficult road, right, to get to that point. And a lot of tools are coming out now too. We have an extension for Visual Studio. How many C# developers in here? Yeah. So now you can create blockchain solutions with that extension. It's the Algorand extension for Visual Studio. So that's in the marketplace. So I love C#. I used to work for Microsoft, so that was music to my ears. Seeing something like that. Also, a lot of Python developers. Maybe Python here, a few of you. Okay. Yeah, that's a very popular coding language as well, and there's a lot of Python support in there. We have something called PyTeal, which is like a Python flavor of Teal script, which is the actual smart contract language at the lowest level. So a lot of good things there. And so I think we're all set. I want to thank you for coming, and enjoy your Halloween. Yay. All right. Oh, thanks, Gary. How'd it go?
Okay, I'm getting it
Yeah.
now. I'm probably gonna wait so we got it. There. There's the YouTube, the whole thing, whole hour.
Oh, good. Text that to me.
And then this was the gotta turn off and copy or whatever.
Live. Okay, so I guess we can.